Okay. Donkey of the day for Tuesday, September 20th goes to Officer Tyler Turnbow and Betty Shelby of the Tulsa Police Department. Now, if you haven't seen the video footage released yesterday, it shows Tulsa police shooting an unarmed black man, of course, to death, okay, on Friday night after he approached his SUV with his arms raised. R.I.P. to Terrence Crutcher. I hope I'm pronouncing that brother's name. 40-year-old father of four. I know you're wondering, well, what happened? Was there a crime committed?
So here's the situation first described by a spokesperson for the police department. As the officers approached the vehicle, a black male started towards them. They asked him to show his hands. He refused to follow commands given by the officers. They continued to talk to him. He continued not to listen, not follow any commands, and as they got closer to the vehicle, he reached inside the vehicle, and at that time there was a taser deployment, and then a short time later there was one shot fired. That sucks. It sounds like he had a non-cooperative suspect. He was reaching maybe for a weapon. Well, since that statement, video from the dash cam and from a helicopter that was on the scene has been released, and it seems to contradict what was said. He has his hands up in the air, he is moving slowly, which is also confusing because the helicopter pilot at that time says,
"That looks like a bad dude too, to be honest with you."
Then it does appear that while his hands are up, he leans towards the car. It might have been in response to a command, or maybe he thought that's what he was supposed to do. That part's unclear. I mean, from everything we've seen, it's pretty damning.
What could we have done to solve police identifying him as a bad dude? What kind of dialogue that the other side swears we're unwilling to have? What kind of dialogue, what kind of community service work that's so much more comfortable for them to embrace? What kind of community service work could Colin Kaepernick and others have done to prevent them saying, look, the bad dude might want to bring out the taser?
Really having a lot of issues with today's vlog. It's supposed to be a good day. We're supposed to be making big announcements, which I will. You know, I'm gonna handle that, but I'm really just not feeling the love right now. I'm not really in a happy vlogging mood, if that can be stated. The reason why I'm not in a vlogging mood today, if you haven't guessed, if you are on my Facebook, you already know. The incident in Tulsa with Terrence Crutching is, yeah, I'm just not really feeling that situation at all. And what really bothers me about the situation is that the cop in the helicopter made the statement that Terrence was he looked like one big bad dude. So that meant that he had to be, executed, I guess, for some reason. So this is why I'm confused, because every report says that the man had committed no crime. The only thing that happened was his car broke down and he was waiting for help. So I'm gonna just be very honest with you. I'm confused because I never knew that a broken down car required the presence of 4 police officers and a helicopter in the sky. In fact, from my knowledge, most police, most of the time the police are reluctant to put the ghetto bird in the air unless it's, for a reason. They're searching for a suspect. I understand that. Or or it's a traffic incident that may have involved fatalities, or it's very serious. So understand that too. So normally the helicopter doesn't go up, or it's a medical emergency. But normally the helicopter doesn't go up unless it's something super serious. So I'm trying to understand how a guy with a broken down car became such a super serious situation where 4 cops who immediately pulled guns on him, and there was a helicopter in the air whirling above him. I'm trying to understand how that goes down. And I don't know. I just can't figure it out. And then, to top things off, people are, all saying that he was high on drugs or whatever, but he seemed pretty calm to be a guy that was high on drugs. Maybe it was weed or something. I don't know. They say PCP. I don't know. I've heard some pretty weird PCP stories, so. But again, and it bothers me because the guy that blew up things in 2 states, in New York and New Jersey, they caught that man after he had shot 2 cops. They caught him alive.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because just for my own sense of clarity, just so I know I'm not crazy, and not that I was on this side of things anyway, I went back and read the accounts of how they arrested Dylan Roof. Just to be clear. So someone who murdered 9 people at a Bible study, you peacefully apprehend. Even better, they followed him for 37 miles, okay, before they apprehended him. They knew he hadn't eaten all day, and they took him to Burger King. Somebody who is in cold blood, for no other reason other than racism, has murdered 9 innocent people. He is taken completely peacefully. Nobody's calling him a bad dude in terms of the lingo that the cops are using.
So it's like, I don't get this. Well, no, I'm be honest. I'm being dishonest. I get it. I know what it is. It is what it is, and it goes back to something that I've held a belief in since I was like 14. I think I realized that I'm a convicted felon. I was born a criminal. My crime being black, and I don't care who doesn't like that I'm saying it. That's the crime. I was born, so that's just how I feel. And this is a little bit different for me because my normal instinct when these situations happen is just to kind of withdraw. Except, like I said, if you're on my Facebook and Twitter, well, I let a lot out, but my normal response is to withdraw. But I think it's time to get a little bit more vocal, and I can do that. One of the things that I can do is through my vlog, I can be more vocal. So there's a lot of things going down that I'm not feeling right now. Terrence Hitchens is one. The murder of Darren Seals is another.
One of Ferguson, Missouri's well-known black activists has died. We told you this on yesterday. 29-year-old Darren Seals found shot to death in a burning car on Tuesday in St. Louis. He was one of the leaders of the Ferguson protest after the killing of Mike Brown by a white police officer in 2014. In fact, Seals was one of the first activists who was on the scene shortly after Mike Brown was killed. He stood with and comforted the Brown family as they received word that a grand jury declined to indict former officer Darren Wilson in Brown's death. Seals, who was also a rap artist, frequently tweeted about racism, police violence, and politics. Just weeks before his death, he described this encounter with police in a tweet saying, quote, 10 detectives pulled me and my 14-year-old brother over, pointed guns on us, and told me to choose your enemies wisely.
And that really hits close to home because that's someone, that's my people's family. So they're devastated and heartbroken, and it's a lot of people that have a lot of questions. So but that's where I'm at. My rant's over. No art today. I'm in the mood, and it's not a good one. So we're gonna leave it at that. Oh boy. Back at the lab. going to end this vlog on a positive note. Even though I had the rant earlier and I had to vent out some of that negative energy, we're going to end it on a positive note. I just saw the video from my girl, August Bound. So check out her page. It'll be linked up somewhere around here. Card or link pops up. Something's going to link you to that page, right? So go check out her page. And in it, she explains the nature of our collabo video. Basically, she just introduces it. She doesn't give away too much just yet. She wants to say that for next Tuesday. So my thing is just kind of introducing myself to any of her fans that may have stopped by my page. Sorry that, you had to catch this vlog, but I'm in the mood. What can I say? I'm human. So that said, definitely welcome, and looking forward to really kind of showing you guys what we do. Those of you all that know what know this page, you already know what it is. I do art. I'm an artist, writer, got all kinds of art projects, and the collabo that we're working on, me and August, is it falls right into that both of our lanes. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to it. So that's pretty much where that's at. That's stated. We're good. Couple other things I want to let you guys know. One, I changed my mind. We're going to do a daily drawing today. We're going to do a daily sketch, and it's going to be something that's from my heart. So we're going to do a daily sketch. So there is going to be some drawing for today's vlog. We're not going to just completely abandon the drawing. I can't. Also, my other collabo starts up next week. It's with my girl Vaudeville. Check out her channel. It'll be linked around here somewhere. And I'm definitely excited about that as well. So both collabos fall into my lane, and it's going to be two different things that we're doing, but there's going to be some pretty cool stuff. So I can't wait for you guys to see what we got going on, and we're just going to go from there. So yeah, that's pretty much what we got going on. And again, like I said, we're going to end on a positive note. So let's get this daily sketch in, and then then we end it with a smile. Alright, there it is. Finished daily sketch. If you don't know, that's Mr. Malcolm Little, better known as Detroit Red, and even better known as the leader, Malcolm X. And a lot of stuff he's been saying has been resonating with me lately, so that's what I decided to do my daily sketch on. And we'll just leave it at that. Alright, that's it. Vlog's over. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
Also, last week in Columbus, police shot and killed 13-year-old Tyree King, who reportedly pulled a gun from his waistband that turned out to be a BB gun. So, we've had a lot of people complaining about the players taking a knee, but given this police video that was released, I'm sure you also noticed I don't hear much from those people now.
No, it's pretty quiet, which speaks volumes.